Adding a poll to your class allows you to poll the students anonymously and have them vote on something. If you have courses that are linked together, the polls remain separate for each section that you have linked together. So our landing page for each course is the materials page. You'll navigate to updates in order to be able to post a poll. This is the place where you would post announcements and reminders for your students, anything like that. So inside of the box, I'm just going to pose my question: which day of the week do we want for our unit test? We do have a workload planning option where you can kind of see what's upcoming for your students and how many assignments they have due on specific days. So that's a nice feature, but sometimes it's just nice to be able to get a feel from your students as to what their preference is. Notice that this update right now is posting to both of my sections that I have linked together. So if you teach multiple courses within the day that are the exact same, period 2 and period 3 are the same, you can link them together. If I wanted to, I could delete one of these by clicking on that X and only post this update to one of those sections. I'm going to leave it as it is though, and I'm going to click on my poll option right here. And you see that as I do, it's giving me two options here as to when I would like to put in. So we're going to type in Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm going to show you something here because there's a difference. I do want to put a Friday on there, but I'm going to, instead of clicking add option, I'm going to go ahead and post this and show you just something important to know about these. So if I were to put those two choices on there and post, it's going to show up on the updates page for my students. I did not make this one an announcement because I already have my banner in there as an announcement. And so what it does is my two classes, I have my regular homeroom and my homeroom number 2. All right, so it's posting both of those separately. If I needed to go back in and I needed to edit one of these, I'm going to come into edit and I'm going to add in my Friday option. But I want you to see that once I save the changes for my homeroom 2 class, it does not automatically update my other class. Okay, so even though they're linked together when you first post it, if you edit one of them, it does not automatically edit the other. All right, they are in there as separate items. So I would have to come in and edit that one separately. Okay, that one just had Wednesday and Thursday, so I could add in Friday then. All right, so my students' responses would be showing up here for me separately. So my responses from my one group would show here versus my responses for the other. Even though the courses are linked together, it does not join the responses from the two different sections, which is a good thing. So if I go in and, under course options, and I view it as one of my students, I want to show you how this looks. Now, if this were the true student view, beside the word updates, they would have a number 1 in a yellow box notifying them and signifying that there is an update for them to check. Okay, we do need to train our students to check for updates and to check for notifications, which are found up top here. But that'll come in the training videos that we put out for the students at the beginning of the year. So under updates, when the student goes in, I'm viewing it as HS Bison. So that student sees their poll and they can respond to their poll. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick one for them just so that you can see when I go back to the course now as the teacher. All right, I see that I have 1 vote in there for Thursday under that class. Okay, so that's how the polls work. They're pretty straightforward, pretty easy. As I said, they are anonymous. I can't tell which student voted for Thursday. So if you definitely need to know which student it is, then don't use the polling option. Use maybe a discussion or a Google form. All right, so that's how we would add a poll.